God cannot do does not exist. What our God cannot do does not exist. My name is Gift and I'm recording this video from Lagos, Nigeria. I want to testify on behalf of my friend. So sometime in 2019, this cough started. We all thought it was a joke, like a normal cough. We used the normal cough syrup, tablets and medicines and all, but it wasn't effective. It didn't do anything. So we had to go to the hospital, ran tests. The doctors were saying that nothing was wrong with him, he was fine, but yet kept getting worse from 2019, 2020. Then they placed him on injections he took injections for 6 months, and there were no changes. It was just there. He started reducing, he lost weight, and we kept doing tests. They even treated him for TB and all of this, yet there was no changes. We didn't see anything. So he was referred down to Lagos State Teaching Hospital. He still did more tests, and he went for the X-ray. That was when we discovered that his left lungs collapsed. It has been damaged beyond repair, right? So fast forward to September, the 1st of September 2022, the doctors said they should do a test called bronchoscopy, where they have to pass a camera and stuff through the nasal airways to see what is going on down there in his lung. And that was when they saw a growth in his lungs, in his airway, that's blocking his airways. They took out tissues and they took it to the lab for a test. What they saw, they said it was cancerous, that I had cancer of the lungs. We said, God forbid. And we started praying. I started sending him the link the more. We just started praying and believing God, trusting God. After the result came out and they said it was cancerous, that it is very aggressive, that he has to begin chemotherapy immediately. He was referred straight to the oncologist. And then we were confused. We didn't know what to do, but what we just kept confessing was that what God cannot do does not exist, that God will do this. We kept joining the altar, we kept praying, and then they even told him that chemotherapy must start it, that they cannot operate on him, he cannot do any surgery until he does the chemotherapy. But as God will have it, we kept praying. And then on the 3rd of November 2022, Papa mentioned this case. I was there, I was online when he said there's someone say lung cancer be reversed.
I hear the Lord say, lung cancer, lung cancer, lung cancer. I command, be reversed by fire, be reversed by fire, be reversed, be reversed.
I claimed it. I said yes, so it is for him. Afterwards, when he went back to the to the doctors, they said before they would commence the chemotherapy, he has to do the test again. Let's be sure, let them see the size and what they want to work on. And God did it. After the test, after we did that second, he did the second test again. They had to pass that pipe through, and then lo and behold, when the result came out, he called me and said, there's no cancer again. They say there's no cancer. I screamed. I said, what God cannot do does not exist. I don't know, we were amazed. So the doctor said that since it's no longer cancerous, they still have to go ahead with the surgery so that they can remove the tumor in the chest. But they cannot remove that tumor alone. It has to go with the left lung, because like they said, the left lung is already damaged and can no longer work. It's just there and not doing anything. It has to be removed so that it can now breathe properly, and all of those things. And then they said it's gonna cost 3.7 million naira or so, and it would have to be working with just one lung, just the right lung. When they said that they will cut off one lung after the surgery, that they have to remove the lungs, I was sad, I was shocked. I said, how come? Why? Because my friend is an MC. MCs now, How will he be using one lungs to shout, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome? Oh no. Kept believing God and trusting God. Lo and behold, lo and behold, on the 2nd of December, Papa mentioned this case. He mentioned this case again. He said that there is someone, there's a tumor in his chest. Tumor in your chest should disappear.
There, tumor in your chest. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. Tumor in your chest, by the power that raised Jesus from the dead, I command every tumor in the chest disappear by fire. Disappear by fire.
God, I say when I say what God cannot do does not exist, believe me, because 24 hours on the 3rd of December in the morning, as early as I think 8 a.m. he called me. He sent me a picture and said, see what I just coughed out. I screamed. I told him, this is the tumor you just coughed out. He said, we cannot be too sure, but let us just take it to the lab, of course, for to test and see what it is. When he showed the doctors the picture of the thing he coughed out, they said it cannot be a tumor. Because when the doctor said, they said that it cannot cough out tumor, it is not possible. It has never happened before. And then on the 15th of December, he coughed out another thing. And this one was bigger. I told him God has healed you. I told him God has finally done it. And he took it again to the doctors. Guess what? The doctor said, they are confused. What is happening? They said, oh yeah, he should go for an x-ray. This is it. He now went for an x-ray. He went for this x-ray and a collapsed lung. The lungs that the doctor said they will never work again, that they have to cut it out, that it will not work again. He's now back to normal. God brought back his lungs. God gave him a new lungs. I know how we cry every now and then, telling God to heal him, and then this collapsed lung re-expanded. It grew back. Doctors were amazed when they said it can only be a miracle. It is impossible to cough out tumor, that they have never seen it before. We even went on Google to search, is this possible to cough out tumor? The Google said, no, it's not possible. It is impossible. So the doctors called and said, you should come for another test. That same bronchoscopy that they have to pass this thing, this pipe through his nose to see what is happening. It's so funny. They said he should come free of charge. That they just want to know what happened. They want to understand what the chemistry of what actually happened. And he went there. He did the test. Now God doesn't just do half miracle. Miracle, no, they tire this God. They checked it and they didn't see any tumor. They did not see any tumor, any growth again. Like, this God is just so amazing. First of all, he reversed cancer. Then he went ahead to make him cough out tumor. Hey, something that's never happened. We're praying that God, we need our evidence. Yes, he coughed out tumor. Hey, and then God gave him a new lung. Now, someone that was supposed to have just one lung now has 2 functional lungs. And then we now went back to see that there is no more growth. God, thank you. We are grateful. God did this and we were so grateful. The only thing they saw in his airways were mucus. Those mucus that the growth stopped from coming out. And they gave him medicine, a cough syrup of just 700. Guess how much? 700 naira to go and buy cough syrup. Something that would have spent 3.7 million naira for. Hey God, we are grateful. I said that I must testify on the altar of fire. Everybody that comes close to me must know, must hear of what God has done. God did this and it is marvelous in our sight. What God cannot do does not exist. What this God cannot do does not exist. Thank you, Pastor Jerry. Thank you for allowing God to use you. God will continue to increase you all in the name of Jesus. The oil on your head will never run dry. I know I have done this testimony. I will come and give my own testimony, because what God cannot do does not exist. How will you shout?